right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that teach and rule well, and that's laboring in the doctrine, in the ministry of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And salutation to the fellow laborers as well that's in the ministry pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. All right, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina camp, coming at you with another lesson. And this message go out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. Okay? And also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like a heathen nation or look like a heathen, but if your bloodline go back to Negro, Latino, and Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite according to the Bible, okay? Because who the world calls God, which his name is Yahweh, and who the world calls Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shah, their names in the Paleo Hebrew, okay? Their only concern is about the Israelites, okay? They are the power, the creator of everything, and their people, their chosen people, are the Israelites. And he's only coming back to deliver the Israelites, starting off with the elect, okay? Not all nations, okay? So basically, I'm just going to do a quick sit down going to the topic of this coronavirus, okay? Which is a pandemic, okay? Because, ever since, the early, January, beginning of the 2020, they had cases over there in China, and China quarantined majority of their population. Now, now to the point that, you got over 1,000, what they say, so-called thousands of Chinese that are dying from the coronavirus, and they say that the death toll, some sources say that the death toll is more than that, man. Okay, but now, it's getting kind of out of control to see, from January to now February, man. Okay, and now you got in the news that this coronavirus, that you got the CDC telling the U.S., the American citizens, to prepare for it, man. Okay, and showing you that the Lord is doing his job, man. The Lord is doing his work. Okay, because everything that taking place is prophecy. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the power of Israel, controls everything. Okay, and the reason why these things are happening due to the wickedness that's here upon the earth. And that's part of the judgment that the Lord is going to use to bring this place down, man. These different plagues and pestilence, okay? And plenty other judgment. But right now I'm going to focus on the coronavirus, man. Because this coronavirus, man, it get, to the point that it's starting to affect the economy, okay? It can lead to famine, medical martial law, okay? And also it can lead to this RFID chip being implemented, which is the mark of the beast, okay? So I'm going to get a quick article, that came out yesterday. And I'm going to start off with that, and I'm going to get a couple of scriptures, okay? But I'm going to start off with this article, and this is from the NPR.org. And this article came out on February the 25th, 2020, which is on a Wednesday. On Tuesday, Salaki on a Tuesday. And it says, health officials warn Americans to plan for the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. Okay? So they already give you the warning, man. And you already have cases on a small level here in America. Okay? It's not at the toe of China, and they're saying it got spread of the coronavirus, here in America, China, over there in Europe, the Middle East, Africa. So that's why they label it as a pandemic, okay? The pandemic meaning global, a global emergency, okay? So they're telling America citizens to get prepared for it, okay? And it said federal health officials issued a blunt message Tuesday. Americans need to start preparing now for the possibility that more aggressive, disruptive measures might be needed to stop the spread of the new coronavirus in the U.S. Because like I said, they already got cases over here in America. And it said a strongly worded warning came in response to outbreaks of the virus outside of China, including in Iran, Japan, South Korea, and Italy, which officials said have raised the likelihood of outbreaks occurring stateside. Because if you got, one thing about these airlines, you got people traveling and they going to these different countries, and get in contact with people that's affected, like places like Japan, China, let's say Iran, and Italy, where people go there to visit, to travel. Mainly Americans like to travel, man. Okay? And a lot of these other nations or these countries, they like to travel to America, man. And that's going to be one of the ways that coronavirus can be brought back over here, okay? They're saying that it can be in products that's shipped in for China, and other places that America get their merchandise from, okay? So all this is the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Even though we might, we could say that, Esau, Edom, these mad scientists, and saying that this new virus, this coronavirus, can be made in the lab, and that's a possibility. Because we already know these elites got an agenda, which are these Edomites, these so-called white people. They already got an agenda that they want to depopulate majority of the earth population, okay? And one of the ways to do it is by bringing a pandemic of a plague, okay? Continue on in the article, and it says, it is not so much a question of if this will happen anymore, but really a question of when it will happen. So they basically saying that, the possibility of the coronavirus reaching America is very strong, man. It's a high possibility, man. Okay? And they telling the people to prepare for it here in America. And one thing about these American citizens, from the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and these heathen nations that's over here, starting off with the so-called white race, the Edomites, they don't take things seriously. Like things that are taking place in these other countries, man. The turmoils and the chaos that happening in these other countries. Here in America, man, these American citizens, they simple, man. They docile, they proud, they comfortable. So they really think that no harm can come to this place, man. Okay? But Yahweh Bashim Yahushua going to bring mass judgment mainly on America, man. More than what these other countries are going into. Because America is that beacon of light of wickedness, man. Okay? And it's going to catch these people off guard, man. Over here, you got people making jokes about the coronavirus. Jokes of different things that's taking place that's really serious. But in their mind, they make fun of it because they really think that nothing's going to happen until it hits home. Okay? And the man of the Lord, the prophets, we are out here to preach and tell you to be prepared, because this is the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that's about to bring these plagues. They're about to bring the wrath. They're about to bring the judgment. And we telling you his main target is America, man. But what our people do, man, they walk up and down the street, don't want to listen. Okay, they thumb down the videos, dislike the videos, becoming scoffers and scorners, mocking the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But they're gonna know, like the scriptures say, they're gonna know it's gonna be a prophet that had been a prophet among them when all hell breaks loose. So I'm gonna continue on in the article. And it says, it is not so much a question of if this will happen anymore, but more rarely a question of when it will happen and how many in this country will have severe illness. And majority of Americans, man, they system, when it comes to the immune system, it's already weakening, man, due to the GMO food, the lifestyle that these people live, the chemicals in the water, in the air. Okay, so when that coronavirus hit America, it ain't gonna be no time for it to spread and affect people, man, due to the immune system, man. Okay, because the U.S. is one of the most sick country out of all the earth, man, due to the people lifestyle over here, man. And it says, Dr. Nancy missionary of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention told reporters during a briefing, well, while aggressiveness measures such as travel restrictions and the first federal quarantine in a half century have probably slowed the arrival of the coronavirus in the U.S. Missionary said even more instructive steps will be likely to be made. So they're giving a warning, man. We are asking the American public to work with us to prepare the expectations that this could be bad, mercenaries say. So they're telling the people to prepare, man. And one thing about, the American citizens, man, because everybody, wake up to these devils, and like I said, the CDC, meaning Center of Disease Control, meaning they control these different pestilences that they got in their lab that they unleash. And the reason why they do that, man, on the public, they get rid of the majority of the people, and also they have majority of the people that look up to them for that treatment, okay, for that comfortability, okay, because when this hit, man, you're gonna have majority of these people here in America, they're gonna depend on the U.S. government, man, okay, when they tell them you gotta come get this vaccine for the coronavirus, which is the disease itself, okay? Or when they tell them, you got to come get this certain shot or that RFID chip, man, the mark of the beast. Because this coronavirus can lead to that chip being implemented so they can know about people's whereabouts, who got the coronavirus, who's affected, and, and they can go quarantine them and track them down. You already got sources. They saying that you got concentration camps preparing for people to be put in concentration camps due to the coronavirus, man. So it's all about fear tactics to these elites, man. And that's how they get majority of the people, out of fear, okay? But the brothers in the faith and the people in the faith, the ones that's in the faith, man, we know that this is Yahweh Shem Yahushua will, and he's going to be the protection, okay, for the things that's about to come. And it says, I had a conversation with my family over breakfast this morning, and I told my children that while I didn't think that they were at risk right now, we as a family need to be prepared for significant disruption of our lives, she said. Those measures could include school closing, workplace shutdowns, and canceling large gatherings and public events, she warned. So basically, man, leading to martial law, man. Okay? Look at the state of China, man. Majority of China is quarantined, man. Okay? And it's affecting their economy. Because when the disease is out, an outbreak of disease, ain't nobody going to be worried about going out partying, going out eating, working. The children worrying about going to school. And that's going to lead to an economy crash, which I got another article, coming out, how America came out with how the Dow Jones, the stock market, the Dow Jones is crashing due to the effect of the coronavirus, man. Because if these other countries being shut down, being quarantined, and people are not working due to the coronavirus, how can you have business? How can you make trades? That's going to affect their trading partners. And America is a key trading partner to the Chinese, man. Majority of everything that America have over here come from China, man. Okay? And it says, I understand this whole situation may seem overwhelming, that disruptives to everyday life may be served. But these are things that people need to start thinking about, missionaries say. Let me see. So basically, that's it right there. You can read the article yourself. It's from NPR.org, and it says health officials warn Americans to plan for the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. So that I didn't hit the point, getting into how they're telling the American citizens to prepare for what's about to take place of this whole thing of the coronavirus, man. Okay. So now I'm gonna get the article on the how it's affecting the economy. And I'm gonna read it, quick points, and get to the scriptures. This is an article from CBSNews.com, and it says, and this was written on February the 25th, 2020. And it said Dow drops more than 800 points on CDC warning of coronavirus spreading in the U.S. So this coronavirus even giving warning, out of the fear of likely that this coronavirus is going to take place here in America, is messing up the economy, man. So how much more when it really hit, man? And it says stocks continued their slide on Tuesday, plunging after the Center for Disease Control warned that the coronavirus was likely to spread in the U.S. Okay, and it said continually drop on Tuesday, because before Tuesday, Monday, you had the Dow Jones, which is the stock market, crash, basically about to crash. Basically, it dropped down to 1,000 points, man. But yesterday or Tuesday, it dropped down to 800 points. So it continually dropping due to the warning of the CDC saying that this coronavirus is taking place, okay? And it said we will see communities spread in this country, Nancy Mercenary saying. So the same lady from the previous article that I read. A top official at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention told reporters the term community spread refers to disease welding across the population. And they said the prospect of massive economy disruption sent the Dow down to 879 points. And it says, and the NASDAQ Composite dropped to 2.8%. And it said the drop in the S&P 500 amounts to the sharpest two-day percentage decline for the index since August 2015, according to S&P Dow Jones and Dice. It said over the last 4 trading seasons, the stock in the U.S. had lost a total of 2.1 trillion in value, and American debt is already over about 20 trillion, even more than that, man, counting, man. So this place already on the verge of collapsing, due to the lack of business, the lack of resources. Now you got this whole coronavirus that's going to lead to a whole another level of the declining of the economy of America and global. And it says, global equity markets finally got the memo yesterday that the global economy impact of policy measures to contain China's coronavirus outbreak will be really big. Carl Weinberg of High Frequency Economies told investors in a note Tuesday. So they're telling the people, man, this thing is getting worse and worse, man. Raising volatility, plummeting stock prices, and a strengthening dollar will likely exacerbate the economy shock on the U.S. economy. Oxford Economists said on Tuesday it's predicting a 50 billion drag on the U.S. GDP this year. But a global pandemic will deliver a deeper blow to the U.S. economy, possibly even shrinking GDP by negative 0.1 in 2020, it said. And it says more companies, included United States Airlines and MasterCard, warned that the outbreak will hurt their finances. Like I say, traveling, man. When they got shutting these different countries down, and one thing I say earlier, that these people in America love to travel. And these other countries, these other nations, other people in these other countries, they like to travel to America. But with this whole coronavirus taking place, man, they shutting down airlines, okay, and MasterCards and that you can't use, to get on the different planes, okay. So if that taking place, man, that's going to lead to an economy crashing, man. Due to the travel business, man. And it says there, the Associated Press report U.S. health officials told Americans to prepare for the disease to spread within the U.S., where there are currently a few dozen cases. And it says the market plunged come one day after South Korea and Italy reported more cases of the disease, dubbed Corona-19, which is another word for coronavirus, including Europe first significant cluster of infections in northern Italy. The Dow tumbled more than 1,000 points on the news on Monday. The blue chip index biggest drop in 2 years, with similar falls from the board S&P 500, tech-heavy NASDAQ. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more, and I'm going to get into the scriptures. And it says South Korea, roughly 1,000 cases and 10 confirmed deaths, pushed the global total tally of cases over 8,000 and the death toll closer to 3,000 on Tuesday. And this just numbers, man, that they pushing out. Like I say, man, but you got different resources saying that the numbers of cases and the death tolls are higher than this, man. For them to say that, it's getting that bad, showing that they're higher than the true numbers, man. That they got to tell the people it's a pandemic, and they got to tell the people that here in America to get prepared for it. And it says on Tuesday, Iran also reported more deaths from the disease, and AIM fears the Islamic salaries who run the country could be under reporting case there. And it said worldwide economic growth could plunge more than $1 trillion if the disease continues to spread and become a global pandemic, according to Oxford Economists Outlook released last week. And it says It's unclear what the long-term impact of the disease could be on global markets, although some analysts suggest and rally could be short-lived given the widening impact on supply chains, with China's factories struggling to reopen. I'm going into how the coronavirus is affecting certain countries on manual labor, man, and different other businesses that they have. And it said, what is becoming clear by the hour is the disruption from the coronavirus to business global in the form of supply chain boat lots and falling sales. Right, Jeffrey Hawley, senior market analyst for the Asia Pacific at Odan. Again, that backdrop and short-term rally is assist markets are likely to be unjust that short. And this read this a quote from Donald Trump, the beloved Donald Trump, the president of America, and this is what he had to say about the coronavirus. And it says the coronavirus is very much under control in the U.S. We are in contact with everyone in all relevant countries. CDC and World Health have been working hard and very smart. Stock marketing start to look very good to me. Quote Donald Trump. To show you, man, that Donald Trump, man, but what devil you expect out of these devils, man? The scripture says when they say peace and safety, suddenly destruction come. Because you got the people, the health organization, the CDC, telling people worldwide a pandemic and telling American citizens to get prepared for the coronavirus that is about to be bad. But you got Donald Trump that's supposed to be the leader saying that it's not going to be, basically shoving it off, man. Saying that it's under control. The stock market looking good. When it's clearly showing you that the stock market, the numbers are there, showing you that the stock market is crashing due to the coronavirus. But he's saying is the stock market looking good. Sure, man, that's how these devils do, man. Because Trump is an Edomite. And all of them, they MO is to lie, man, to deceive and cause bloodshed. Because Trump is juiced in with the elites, okay? He's not doing his own will, man. He got to take orders from the higher ups, okay? And his job is to bring destruction, man, okay? That's what the Lord set up these Edomites to be, man. The wicked on the earth, okay? So basically that's it. I'm going to get some scriptures now. So, man, the time coming, man. All hell is about to break loose, man. Okay? And you got these people being comfortable. And you're going to have majority of the Americans, people, man, they're going to believe Trump, man. They're going to believe what they government officials tell them. But you got people that dealing with the coronavirus telling them prepare for it because it's about to be a outbreak over here in America. But they want you people at ease over here in America. And we know it's about to be a major effect of this plague, man, because why? It's in the scriptures, man. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua don't lie, man. And he set up his prophets to give you the warning, man. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse, we'll start off at verse 7. And this is Yahushua speaking. For nations shall rise against nations, and kingdoms against kingdom. And you're seeing that. You're seeing the nations against nations, represent the division amongst the nations, the race wars that's going to take place, the conflicts between the nations, man. Okay? And it said, and kingdoms against kingdoms. And that's talking about World War III, man. Because that's going to be a major effect too, man, of World War III. And at the end of World War III, what's going to take place? Those thermonuclear missiles destroying America. And Yahushua returning and to deliver the elect and bring war himself before those missiles destroy America. And it says, verse 7, and it said, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in all diverse places. And diverse means difference, okay? So you got famines that are taking place throughout the earth in different places, okay? Earthquakes and pestilence, which is another word for plague, which go with the coronavirus. And they got sources saying that there's 7 different type of pestilence, okay? And the coronavirus, including one of them, is basically about to be a pandemic, man. Okay? You got all type of plagues and pestilence that's taking place. But the coronavirus is leading them all, man. You know, when you got researchers, sources, man, about this swine flu or bird flu, you know, that taking place that just deadly as the coronavirus, man. It's a lot. And it says, verse 8, and it said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So that's the point right there, man. So this is the beginning of sorrows, man. You know, it's then what they say, prepare for it, man. Prepare what the Lord is about to bring, which is that new plagues, man. And the Lord has set up his prophets to give the warning. That's how you know a true prophet, because we prophesying of the things that's about to come. Okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. And the word prophecy or prophesied meaning to say before. So the Lord has already got these prophecies stated in the scriptures, man. You know, and the Lord has risen up the prophets, what the scriptures call reincarnation, have brought the prophets back today to do what they did back in the ancient times, man. Give warning. Okay? And that's how you know a true prophet. Giving warning about what's about to take place. And it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, a war and a evil and a pestilence. So that's what's taking place, man. War. World War III, the race wars, the clash wars. Okay, evil, you know, going with Jacob's trouble. And all hell break loose. You know, famine, martial law, concentration camps. Okay, the lack of food, the lack of water. Okay, the pushing of the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Okay, and we stress the mark of the beast. Well, we push the mark of the beast heavy because that's a main prophecy that's going to take place. Because those that take the mark of the beast, that RFID chip, they're going to be destroyed by those missiles. And the Lord is not going to deliver them. Okay? And then finally, they'll say, what? Pestilence. And that's what we're telling you what's coming, man. Pestilence. And this coronavirus is one of the main pestilence that the Lord is going to use, man, to bring judgment here upon the earth, man. Okay? And it says, the prophets which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him. So you got you got a lot of these false prophets out here saying there's going to be peace. Okay, saying that, you know, they're not prophesying about what's about to take place. Okay, you're not prophesying about the wrath of the Lord. Okay, they prophesying about talking about some prosperity, you know, having the people comfortable, man. Well, that's not so, man. Because judgment is coming for the wickedness of this place, man. Okay? Let me get this real quick. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. So they're going to come unexpectedly on majority of our people, man. Because they're not paying attention, man. Okay? The Lord said that they're going to come as a thief in the night because they're unaware. And they're going to be caught off guard, man, when all hell break loose. Okay? And these things are taking place. Even though it be told to them, man, by the prophets, by the signs that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set up throughout the earth, that he's about to bring judgment. Okay? But they're going to be unexpectedly to these people, and it's going to be too late when it finally hit. But the elect is going to be prepared, man. And it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So it's just like how they say peace and safety, but that suddenly destruction gonna come. Because that's how they do, man. They want to bring order out of chaos, man. I just not read an article, and Trump quoted saying that the coronavirus is not a big deal here in America, and the economy is doing good. Well, that's basically saying peace and safety, man. But here on the other hand, you got the top health organizations amongst the CDC coming out saying that America get ready for it. You American citizens get ready for it. The coronavirus is about to take place. Be prepared. But here you got the leader of America talking about it's not gonna nothing's really not gonna happen. You know. So when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction gonna come. If we know the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that's on the prophets, we know that ain't no peace or safety is coming, but destruction. Things are not gonna get better. Okay, it's gonna go down here from here, you know, and worse till the Lord completely destroy America, man, and bring you Edomites down and punish 2/3 of you wicked Israelites, man, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And when Yahweh Shah delivered the elect and set up the kingdom, that one thing's going to get better, man. Okay, I'm just get this last scripture and close it out. This is on 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. And it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that's all they're going to come to the repentance is the entire elect, the 144,000 and the 130. And the scripture said that the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, man. And Lord, what the Lord promised, that he's going to bring judgment here in the last days, man, to Babylon the Great, which is America. And he's going to bring you Edomites down. And he's going to bring judgment upon 2/3 of his people for following the wickedness and the wicked. Okay? So the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, man. The Lord is about to bring judgment. He's doing it. Okay? And Yahweh Shai is going to return, man. And it says, but that day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Talking about those thermonuclear missiles, because that's going to be that final judgment. The plague. That's going to be a plague too, those missiles, man. That's going to could totally destroy America, man, as is written, man. And it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Kind of going into, you know, knowing that this judgment is about to come. What manner of person you ought to be, man. And the Lord wants you to be righteous, man. He wants you to be of his spirit, okay? Believing in his word and pushing his word. Not to be in the spirit like some of these false prophets Israel, man. That's not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but pushing false doctrines. Pushing that everything's going to be okay. That's why Peter said, what manner of person you ought to be, knowing that all this destruction going to come. Okay? Because although you know you're an Israelite, do you believe that the Lord is going to totally destroy this place, man? Or are you in it just for the gimmicks? okay? The fame, the fortune, the status. Because that's not, if you coming in that way, man, that's not the right way, okay? You got to come in serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua with fear and trembling, man. Because destruction is coming, man. And knowing the destruction coming, man, you're supposed to get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Leave off from the ways of this world. Follow the Spirit of the Lord. Teach the right doctrine, okay? Because destruction is coming, man. And we seeing it. But the Lord already got it set, man, that he's going to gather his elect. And 2/3, they're going to be cut off and die. And have to come back into the kingdom by being the offspring of the elect, okay? Once the kingdom is set up here on the earth, okay? So, just a, video going into the coronavirus, man, and how the American, the CDC, and these top health officials saying America to get ready for it, man, because it's coming, man. And we know it coming through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because judgment must come on this place, man, and it's already written, okay? So the things are ramping up, man. 2020, the year of prophecy, man, So I pray and hope that this lesson be edifying to the ones that's out there listening. Till next time, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders out of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. And salutations to the fellow laborers as well that's in the ministry pushing the word of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua in all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.